Good afternoon. This is Coach Jackson from Venetia Elementary School, and I just wanted to show how I had set up for field day for kindergarten, first, second, and third for their awesome day of fun and excitement. So the first station is going to be the crab walk, and the way we do crab walk is they will get into pairs. They will hold their partner's ankles. They will be at the hula hoops. So as they're at the hula hoops, on the signal go by the teacher, the students will walk on their hands down to the cone. When they get to the cone, they're going to switch places and hold their partner's ankles, and they're going to walk on their hands back down to the hula hoop. And then they're going to trade places with the next two. So that way, everybody gets an opportunity to either hold the person's ankles and to walk on their hands. So this is a good event that they enjoy because it works on their upper body strength, it works on their teamwork and their collaboration. All right, so our next event is the sack race, and a lot of kids love the sack race because they get a chance to hop. So what they'll do is they'll all be lined up behind the cones, lined up behind the hula hoops in equal lines as possible. First person will get into the sack on the go signal from their teacher. They'll hop down to the cones, got to set them back up, go around the cone, hop back, jump out of the sack, and let the next person in line get into the sack and hop down and continue till everyone is done. The other part of this, a modification, is a three-legged race. So you have two people together. One partner will put their left leg in, one partner put their right leg in, and they work together, walking down or jogging down if they can, being as coordinated as they can, go around the cone and come back. So that's another event for our field day events. So this will be for kindergarten, first, second, and third. All right, this next event is for the kids that love to run fast. So they're going to line up behind the cones, and as you can tell, each cone has a baton. So the first person will run down to their cone, go around their cone, come back and hand it off to the next person. And when we do these activities during PE class, I try to make sure that I emphasize that you hand the baton off to the next person, not toss it, not throw it, but hand it to them. And the receiving person make sure that they have their hand out so that they can take the baton. So if some kids need to use two hands, that's acceptable too, because at the grade levels, kindergarten, first and second and third, there's still a little bit of uncoordination, but it's designed to be fun and let the kids, run and get out that excess energy. All right, so here we have the hula hoop relay. And there's several ways you can do the hula hoop relay. One is just put the hula hoop over your body. On the signal from the teacher, the students will run down, go around the cone, run back, take the hula hoop off of them, give it to the next person, and everybody goes once. The next way to do it is to roll the hula hoop down. We've done that a couple of times. Roll it on the ground and go to the cone, turn around and roll it back to this cone. And actually some of them are pretty good. Some of them are pretty coordinated in rolling the hula hoop in a straight line. The other ones, they kind of go crooked, but it's awful fun. You enjoy it, and it's a coordinating skill for them to do. Another way to do this is also to have them actually hula hoop, and we do that too, so they can hula hoop down, get even with the cone, hula hoop back, give it to the next person. Now the kids that are kind of challenged on that, we just emphasize, just do the best you can, enjoy yourself and have fun, because it's all about the kids having fun on field day. So we don't take anything too serious. We try to emphasize sportsmanship, having fun, teamwork, and collaboration. All right, and here we have the soccer relay. So the kids enjoy doing this, kicking the soccer ball down to the cone, and I try to get them to go around the cone and come back, so it gives them a little bit more time to work on their agility with the soccer ball. So they'll put the soccer ball on the ground. On the start signal or go signal from the teacher, the students kick it down. Now what we try to emphasize is not to kick it too far, but to keep the ball in control, for them to control the ball, not for the ball to control them. So that way they kick it down to the cone, go around the cone, kick it back, and when they get 2/3 of a way, try to emphasize to the students not to kick it hard to allow the ball to get down here faster than them, but to give it a light tap to hand off to the next person, and the next person has to stop the ball with their foot and then continue on with the relay. So that also emphasizes collaboration, teamwork, and manipulating the ball with their feet. And we talk a little bit about football, that football globally is the most popular sport in the world. Not American football, which is different, but the actual game football that you use with your feet. So we learn the distinction of both. So as they're doing this, we encourage them and all the other relays to root and cheer each other on, to high five each other, show some sportsmanship. The boys are very competitive, and some of the girls are too. And I don't mind the competitiveness, but I try to emphasize that you can be competitive, but you can also have fun and also show sportsmanship as well. All right, here we have the tennis relay, tennis racket relay. So what the students will do is they will put the tennis ball on the tennis racket, and they'll walk down to the cone, go around the cone and walk back, and try to keep the tennis racket flat so that it doesn't fall off, and hand it to the next person. Even in kindergarten, first and second and third grade, I do a tennis unit just to familiarize them with the sport, some of the rules, and we do some fun games with the rackets and the balls to give them an opportunity to use it and have that exposure with tennis, which is actually a fun sport. They really enjoy it because they're really ready to hit the ball, and we work on some coordination skills as well. But as they're doing the tennis racket relay, they understand that they have to hold the racket flat. They can hold it with two hands, some of them hold it with one, but we try to get them to coordinate their body to go straight, go around the cone, come back, hand it off to the next person. Now, if they, by chance, the ball does fall off, they just have to stop, pick it up, put it on the racket, not hold the ball with their hand, but to continue to hold the racket and come back and hand it to the next person. Now here we have the football relay, and as you would imagine, the boys love this football relay. So what they'll do is they'll stand between the baskets. On the go signal from their teacher, they'll run down, go around the cone, run back, and hand the football off to the next person. Not throw it, not toss it, but hand it off, and then go to the back line. So everybody will go one time. So as they're running, they'll go around the cone, but they have to go around the cone like a running back, come back, hand the football to the next person. Now another modification to this that I do is on the go signal, they'll run a third of the way, they'll stop and toss the ball back to their line. And once they toss the ball back to their line, they'll run down to the cone and stay down there. Then the next person in line will step up and catch the ball, run a third of the way down, stop, turn around and toss it back to the next person in line, and then run down to their cone and stay down there. So once everyone is down to the cone, I'll make it a little bit more challenging. I'll have the students then run halfway, turn around, and toss it back. Now, I do this with second, third, fourth, and fifth. Kindergarten, first, and second, I'll do the round balls that you can see in the distance, and I also do the tennis ball because the tennis ball works on hand-eye coordination and tracking the blue ball the 8-inch ball as well, because I like to emphasize tracking, eye-hand coordination, the actual skill of catching and throwing, because sometimes students don't have that coordination as far as throwing correctly. So we cover throwing form, for the catching, how to put their hands up and actually catch the ball, not to be scared of it, don't close their eyes, and all those little minute skills that help them to develop their self-confidence and their ability to catch and throw, which, as we know, carries on to other sports skills as well. And the last station with the 8-inch or 9-inch balls are similar to the football. So what they'll do is they'll line up between their hula hoops, run down, go around the cone, run back, hand it off to the next person. A modification that I do is they'll take the ball, run down to the cone, stop at the cone, toss the ball back up here to the next person. Now the next person, once the ball is tossed, they can run up and catch the ball, run down to the cone, stay at the cone, turn around and toss the ball back to their line. So at the completion of the first stage, everyone is down, lined up at the cone, and then they'll repeat the process, running back here to the hula hoops, tossing it back to the cone, next person catching. Another modification to that is they'll run from the hula hoop, they'll go halfway, and then they'll bounce the ball back to the line. So here you're working on tossing and catching, you're working on bouncing. Another modification to that is they'll roll the ball back as well. So I'll either have them go halfway, roll the ball down to the hula hoop, then run up to the cone. And also to go along with that, I'll have them run up to the cone and roll the ball back up here to the hula hoops. So I do that with the round balls, I'll do that with the tennis balls. Sometimes I'll do it with the soccer balls, because they'll kick it and they'll roll it with their hands. So that way they get a lot of developmental skill level practice that helps with the tracking, eye-hand coordination, and builds up their physical ability, and that transfers into building self-confidence as well. So these are the areas for our field day starting next week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday will be our track meet for our 4th and 5th graders. So they'll be running some track events, and that really gets them excited, because they're at that age now where I try to expose them to as much sports skills that they would compete in going to middle school and then looking forward to high school. So it's all about them being exposed to different sports and learning what their bodies can do, and working on coordination and working together as a team and teamwork and sportsmanship.